Hi Leos, how are you? Happy birthday to you. We are going to celebrate and it's going to be lots of fun. I hope that you are doing well. I hope that you bring this whole season abundance and gratitude towards you. It seems like you have to jump on the frequency in order to do that though. Like you're not believing that this could happen for you. You're not believing that things are moving in your favor. You're not believing that you're deserving. And being deserving is everything that we are as God's child. When we are deserving and we're allowing ourselves to bring this abundance in, to bring this harvest in, it is all from God's glory and able to show God's glory because we have been given that right, whether it's financially, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, anything that you are needing abundance of, which is opposite of what you have now, it'll come for you. You just have to allow yourself to have it. You have to allow yourself to bring it in and know I am deserving and worthy because God has chosen this for me. A lot of this would be relieving. A lot of this would take your stress away. You wouldn't be so burnt out. You wouldn't constantly be thinking of a way out, but not acting upon no way. 111 there. There's this new opportunity. Oh, well, we've got two cards, but the very first one, Leo, comes out, and it is 1, 2, 3 here in this ascension. It is this new opportunity. This Ace of Wands, having faith, lighting it your way through the darkness, not being able to allow your old fears to hold you behind, separating this Old Testament from the New, and this major minor arcana. Major is here because this Ace is here, the Fool, the overall Aleph in Psalm 119, and it is the first eye. And the eye continues to divide what it is seen in order to take it back to the brain, the computer processing center of our soul here. However, our brain and our heart have to work on the same frequency in order to be as within, so without, as above, and so below. And right now, our heart is also getting this Ace of Wands. And if our heart is working on an opposite frequency than our mind, we're never going to be able to work these two together, like as they so should be. So as the heart is beginning to open, the mind is going to feel the opposite. And that's why these negative thoughts, that's why these negative mindsets are still not working for you, Leo, because your heart is operating one way, but then here comes this 222 right here, this need for balance, that 111 and the 111. You need to see the opposite side of it and say, you know what? When I have held myself down in my fear, I wasn't deserving of it. 234 is about to be here, knock on the door, because you have this huge opportunity. If I decide to operate out of the opposite, wouldn't I be deserving them? Because here I am taking this wisdom, knowledge, power, perception, understanding, everything that my faith will bring me, because it's mine. It's been mine. It's already mine. It's projected in the future. I'm just stopping myself from getting there to that point. If the Ace of Wands is here, 2 by 2, the Ace of Cups is here. He's restoring your heart, and he has to change the polarity of your heart in order for both sides to open, duality. And then that will also happen to your mind, which is your third eye, and you'll see and you'll know clearly, because being light God on earth, produced in his image on the inside here, our truest form is just light. And when we are stuck here on earth, we are formed in the devil's image because it's flesh. 3, 2, 1 there. The flesh is weak, but the spirit is strong. So what happens when our spirit is not strong either? Then we're never going to be able to ascend in. We're never going to be able to same up at the same time. 333 is coming. Look at all of this. He just has so many angel numbers for you, honey. And here you are too, in the dark, thinking that you're completely invisible, thinking that no one sees you, thinking that no one cares, yada, yada, yada. But do you remember 3, 4, 5? The potential behind you to remember yourself and say, you know what, they're not concerned for me. They're not doing this for me. I don't like how I'm not being reciprocated back for me. Well, sweetheart, you're not understanding that for me is the same objective that you need for yourself and this inner healing. Every single time we see these angel numbers, the 111, the 222, the 333, 411 right now, he is showing you that you are loved, seen, cared for, and validated by him and the angels up above. And the more that you choose to notice, the more that you're going to see, oh, this is external energy that I can take in. And as I take it in, I realize it also comes from within. So here you are allowing these portals to flow the way that they should. And then your heart and your mind are going to work together. 4, 4, 4. We're going to see the card on the back side of this here. However, we need to take into consideration what we have not seen yet. And this Ace of Cups is here, but we have to backtrack and go in between that Ace of Wands, and there's the Ace of Twos there, honey. This new heart has to be reconfigured first before it can go back to the inside, because the inside belongs to the outside. And this inside is going to come, and then that new spiritual strength is going to come in within that mindset. Our swords and our cups is all emotional and mental. It is the internal energy, but it started from the outside first, because here is our present body. Okay, our body alone, having faith, having this energy and holding it, our emotions is energy in motion. Now, we're not even talking about polarity yet. But as this energy in motion continues on, you're going to be continuing the suffering, or you have to transmute it yourself as a spiritual alchemist that you are. You're unaware of this, but you are. And as you continue to allow the mind and the heart and the heart and the mind to work together, that power is going to come and benefit you. And then it's going to light this up, and then you're going to have Ace of Pentacles. And as the air and the water come in to cleanse all of this and provide more, because air, oxygen just comes back to an acid former, 555. So as this water comes in, it's going to clean away everything that's deteriorating you. There's not going to be enough action there to create rust anymore, which is technically what's going on in your body. And then the pentacles will come back in, like I said, which is going to be the light to this light, your potential energy, everything that you know that you're deserving of and you're fully capable. And if you have to extend it out for it to be received back, isn't it already there? It's already there because it's still belonging to you. You're still just putting it out this way and coming back this way, but it all has to come from the beginning and the end. That Ace of Pentacles is that earth on fire, but that air and that water have to come in to cleanse the flood. And that's 4 eyes there, but one is the same. I love that so much. Let's see what's this next card, Leo. 4 of Pentacles. I love this. Okay, so we saw 411, right? We saw 411. We did. Now, this 411 is our security, our stability. I brought up the devil. I brought up the flesh. I brought up the Tropic of Capricorn. The Tropic of Capricorn is what holds us down. And then when we rise above, we come to that Tropic of Cancer. Well, that is our 4 of Wands card. It is also our temperament. At the very, very beginning, the wand to the 711 here. The ace to the wands, the ace to the swords, and the ace to the cups, and the ace to the pentacles. 717 there. This is very twin flamey right now also, Leo. But here we go. Here's the 4 of Pentacles. So if we have the 4 of Pentacles, that means we had to have the Ace of Pentacles, which means that we had to have the Ace of Twos. If we have the Ace of Fours, we have the Ace of Twos. And if we have the inner and the you know, the mental and the emotional, that means we automatically have the outer. So once we have that 4 of Pentacles, all those 4 eyes are just going to work in your favor and produce more potential energy. 4 of Fours is also here, which brings in this 16, which is all of our kings and our queens together in our nation to rule within our light post here, to allow this energy to continue moving and polarizing in our favor. If the 4 of Pentacles is here, we're going to have the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups, because that's what came first, which means that Queen of Wands and King of Wands and that Queen of Swords and King of Swords were conquered out of the tower over and over and over to continue ascending deeper and all of this potential energy. When we have one pentacle, when the Ace of Pentacles comes in, we have Ace of Wands all the way through King and Queen. We have Ace of Twos all the way through King and Queen. When we have the Ace of Threes, we have all of that plus all the way through the Ace of Cups and the King and Queen of Cups. So now here we are sitting in our pentacles, and look at how much you have to gain, Leo. And you're sitting there in the dark feeling invisible. This is your season. You're going to take all your potential back. You're going to see what's serving you and what is not. You're going to allow yourself to create boundaries that you've never been comfortable to face before, to actually act upon in the 3D. There's clearly boundaries here that need to be made. And it's just, I want to do it. I want to do it. I want to do it. I just haven't done it yet. I don't have the guts to do it yet, really. But once you do, you're going to gain that stability back in that one area. And that one area is going to hold space for more potential energy. 9/11 is going to be right here. Thank you, Yeshua, because he's a carpenter and he cleaned it out for you. You're going to have the ability to hold more space to be able to produce more potential later for you. I love that so much. Let's see what else is here in Leo, Lord. Well, that one's there. Let's see. The Hanged Man in the negative. This Hanged Man energy goes back in Psalm 119 to the meme, the water. This water creates more memory. Well, what is water in our elements here? This Cancer energy, and it's how you truly feel about yourself. And once again, he is confirming the fact that you don't feel deserving. You don't feel worthy. And Pentacles here also brings in the flesh. And then the wands here brings in the nervous system. So you are Leo, you have so much anxiety about how you are representing yourself inside and out. How, I mean, flesh is here, maybe how your body looks, maybe this, weight that you've gained, maybe you've lost too much weight, maybe something happened and there's an accident, an injury somehow. It's just taking away from you. It's really just bringing you down even further, and that's what's overpowering the spiritualness here. Your flesh is not in charge of you, sweetheart. It's only in charge of you because your spirit's been trafficked inside this flesh scientific test tube, and that's why you're hanging upside down. We have to be able to, okay, I'm not going to suffer anymore in the Tropic of Capricorn. I'm going to be able to ground myself and move forward. And what's moving forward from this? 2 by 2 is that temperament energy, and it's already starting over right here. This temperance energy in Psalm 119 is the Semek. It is the electrical prop. It is our nervous system, our red and our blue, but it's our red fish and our blue fish, our 5 loaves and our 2 fish, our masculine and feminine energies. And when we are able to reconfigure those, rewire those, repolarize them within our spiritual alchemy here, we're able to find that balance on land and water, because that's what in our earth, which is only going to backdoor our nervous system. So as you continue to find this balance, as you continue to decide I'm not going to suffer anymore, 11-11, that's when you're going to gain that overall control. And that 11-11, honey, is 4 of wands. So think we have 11-11, 11-11, 11-11, 11-11, as this 11-11 is continuing to fill this pyramid in. Would you like to know what 11-11 represents? It's your pages, your page cards, your page of wands, your page of swords, your page of cups, and your page of pentacles. But honey, it is prince and princess. There's a boy and a girl, our inner children, and we have to take accountability for what we do not see. We know it's there, but how we really accepted it? I know that I have an inner child, but is it a boy or is it a girl? Is it a girl because I'm a feminine and maybe you're a masculine watching me and you have an inner boy? No, sweetheart, we have both. 1155 there. And when we decide to have both, we gain the extra side. We gain the opposite. We gain everything that's there to come. If I have one side of it, I have the back side. I'm just choosing to not see it. 12-11. 12-11. It's time for my child to surrender, he says. Surrender and it will be good. I love it. Bottom of the deck. Whoa, definitely bottom of the deck. Did you see that? Well, this 9 of Swords is here, honey. So thank you, Father, because this Ace of Swords is already there and present because it's so far damaged from this 9. Now, before we continue into this swords energy, I want to show you 9 is here, and 9 is going to be our hermit energy to be able to go in and isolate. And the same energy that Jesus is calling you back to restore this heart. We've seen that Ace of Cups. He's this beautiful carpenter that's going to help you restore everything, but you have to be able to trust and accept him because he's the only way that you can refigure this energy. You have to be able to accept it in order to gain what the Father is going to give you. So it's a 2-for-1 deal. But really, isn't it the power of 3? Because it's you, Jesus, Yeshua, Jehovah God. And here's you. And here's the other side of the coin. Well, then that other side of the coin is also going to have another side. So here's earth and fire, air and water. You, the internal, to Jesus and God, because he's always looking for his bridegroom. So he can only connect to you by when we decide to triumph and conquer our towers within our feminine energy, our Empress energy, the electron to the atom, the Eve to the atom. Now this 9 of Swords is here. This is 2, this mental energy. This is feminine. This is internal. This is everything that's excruciating because you're holding it in and not letting it out. You're seeing one side of the coin, but not the other side, and how freeing it could be, because right now this is a pretty, intoxicating slate. And this, you can manifest whatever you want to, sweetheart, because you are deserving. Once you suffer, and this can move on. Sorry, you are suffering once you end the suffering. Now, let's talk about really quick. We said 2 by 2 with this Hanged Man, 14-11. Thank you, Lord, for bringing that temperance energy back in. But what happens if we continue to depolarize? Because if the 9 of 2s is there, the 9 of 1s is there, which means you're just continuing to divide yourself over and over and over with more anxiety, more anxiety, more anxiety, more anxiety. But what happens if we could go the other way? And all of a sudden we have 9 of Cups and 9 of Pentacles, and it's just going to open you up and free you, sweetheart. And all of these revelations are going to come. The truth to the wounds into light as you love yourself and create more potential energy. Hanged Man, 2 by 2, is going to lead us to this wheel. The wheel of 4 tunes. The wands, the swords, the cups, and the pentacles. But it's also the positive and negative masculine and the positive and negative feminine, all the way from the king and the queen to the inner boy and the inner girl. So you've got one side of the spectrum while the other side is also going, while these are continuing to flip and create more paradigms. And as these are continuing to go on, it's only reconfiguring you. So it seems like so much energy right now, sweetheart, that's just causing you so much anxiety and you don't want to think about it. But really, if we 2 by 2 this, honey, you're 11 of swords. You're a page of swords. You are a child of truth, and it just needs to be risen above, and it needs to be spoken out loud. That boundary still needs to be created because you're continuing to suffer. We also have 7 of swords if we go back the opposite direction, which is really just ascending you back to your original state. Okay? Think of you right now with all of these shadows, these burdens, these traumas. I literally can see it. Think of yourself as a huge jawbreaker. Do you remember licking a jawbreaker when we were children? We'd have to lick it forever, come back to it, lick it forever, come back to it, or you'd get the little tiny ones and then you get to chew the center. Well, I'm talking about the big ones. And you finally got down to the middle and you're finally so excited, you're finally there. Well, isn't it really the beginning instead of the end? How did this jawbreaker form? How did all of these layers come about? 1611. So when we're able to take the inside and give it the accountability and the credit for what it really is, that 7 of swords will come in, because that 7 is 2 of your temperaments, the inside and the outside, the red fish and the blue fish, and 7 and 7, God's number to create everything for you, because he contains the power of 3. So this 7 of swords is coming in, and this is like an SOS. Like, I'm so close to sailing away from that island because that 6 of swords is on the backside, but that 8 of swords is still in between, interfering me of which way I want to go. Now, if we see this 8 of swords, we're also going to see 8 of pentacles, because that's 2 by 2, and that 8 of pentacles is just 2 of these. 2 more opportunities for you to gain. I feel as if there's 2 huge traumas, 2 huge wounds that you just have yet to really provide death's surface for, honey, because then you can choose to not feel them anymore. You don't have to feel them anymore. As soon as you decide, I don't want to feel them anymore. Creating this boundary isn't just with someone else's energy on the outside. This is also with you and your old heart, in your old mindset, your old testament. Shed it anew when that new death comes to bring you the temperament energy, and you will choose to operate out of your spirit instead of your flesh. Let's get the bottom of the deck. 6 of Cups. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. Look at your inner children, honey, and they're coming back to their original state, and they're meeting again. They've met so many times before. It's just a wild ride this time. Every time, but this time, because it's different flesh. Each time they meet again, it's different flesh. It's a different scientific test tube. And that's why all of these different illusions need to be ripped away. Isaiah 25:7, he will rip the veil off of all nations inside of you. And then 25:8 says he will wipe the tears from all faces. He just wants to comfort you, Leo. He just wants to restore you back to the original numbers prescribed for you, because we didn't know what we were doing. 6 of Threes is also here, which tells me that the moon is here. And the divine feminine is really trying to come out of the dark. Should we see one more? I was going to end it, and he said there's one more under there that we're going to want to see. So let's see it. The Empress in the negative. Shut up, Lord. There she is. She's there. You just have to look for her, honey. And you know what? This fear is being held from your Old Testament. Everything on earth, the devil's energy that's very present inside of you, because that's the lower vibes that he can resonate to keep you in this situation, honey. 9 of Twos is also the moon. The moon and the moon. 4 by 4 there is 16 kings and queens, which is your tower. Yeah, that Empress is here. She's just upside down. You have yet to really acknowledge her. Let's do one more. Page of Cups. You are joking me. Well, there's that 11 of Threes. Page of Cups and 6 of Cups here. This 11 of Cups. This makes 5 of Cups, honey. Brings us right back to that Ace of Cups. Your heart is so broken that it is so hard for you to cleanse it anew by yourself, which is why that water needs to come. which is why the Empress needs to come and take care. When the moon is there, it's of earth, it's of the death. So it is very manipulative over your water, which is right here, which is why you're hanging upside down. And as this ebb and flow is manipulated by a higher power, it continues to pull this. Now, when we're not able to allow our moon to manipulate our energy any further, that Empress takes over. And then that ebb and flow is going to continue the same energy, the same ebb and flow to each separate spectrum, but it's going to continue polarizing and opposite because water creates memory. So as soon as you begin to feed yourself messages of love, your water is going to hold messages of love. Are you holding this right now? Would you like to continue holding this? Or do you want to hold messages of love? Page of Wands, still 3 by 3, absolutely. Well, 3 by 3 and 2 by 2. This 3 by 3 comes in because of that page and that Empress. So the Empress has to start with 3, 6, 9, right? Well, 3 is here within these cups, 3 is here within this, and then we have that Page of Wands. So that brings us 3 by 3 from that Empress. However, we also have the 9 here. So, and we have the 6, 3, 6, 9 with 2, 11, 11. Your inner children are trying to meet, sweetheart. Don't be afraid. It is only God. 7 of Wands there. Shut up. I love it so much. Right now, though, honey, if this is a negative 7 of Wands is depolarizing, you know what that tells me? That you have a polarizing 6 of Wands. And you would have to, because it would have to be there in order to give you this. So this is your present moment. This is where you're sitting at. You have the victory, honey. You just can't see it yet. And when this illusion gets ripped off, you're going to gain everything back that was yours. Last card, Knight of Swords. See, you're already feeling like, yeah, I know the truth. Like, I am a child of truth. But I want to be the knight and knightess of truth. I want to be the queen of truth and the king of truth for my God. And I want to be right by my God. And I have to have all my kings and queens before my empress can come in. And if my empress comes in with all my queens, then that king is right there on the backside to bring in that emperor. The boundary that you need to make, Leo, 2211, thank you, Lord, for having my back. The boundary that you need to make is the person that you're currently with in a relationship. It's not working out. And that's why this truth is just so burdening, because it's like, Page of Wands here with this Page of Cups, there's a lot of history, and it's just this very, remember how we said twin flamey, this very back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, but look at this person's mindset. Page of Wands in the negative. They're never going to take personal accountability. They're never going to understand what's hurt you, and your truth is constantly invalidated, which is why you've gained powers inside like this. No one has respected you or your truth, which is why you refuse to speak on it anymore, because what ears will hear you? But look at what it's done to your vessel, sweetheart, and look at what it's taking you from your true self and heaven on earth here to give you everything that you've ever wanted. It's already yours. I see it. It's here. Are you going to claim it or not? All you got to do is make the boundary. And then guess what? When you make the boundary, your inner children, your inner girl, and your inner boy will come in and meet. Because your Page of Swords and your Page of Pentacles are there to help back you up in your potential. And where do you think that comes from? The inside. 23 there. Knight of Swords, Judgment. Absolutely. 20 is here, and 20 we would have with 2 wheels, and 2 wheels would be here because of that Hanged Man, the back and the front, the red fish and the blue fish. And we really have 4 wheels in our chariot to continue us moving, because we have the Wands, we have the air, and we have the cups and the earth, but really it's 6 overall. And as this judgment continues to come in, that's why it's so hard for you, because remember those 2 traumas that we talked about, those 2 really big traumas? I feel as if you can't be alone from this person, and it's just such a habitual habit now. Like this, you tried it again, you tried it again, you tried it again, and now it's this final time. And this final time is here because you could just continue to suffer. Their behaviors do not change. And it is not what you want. It is not what your inner children want. You want to be loved and respected. You want to be able to feel beautiful. You want to be able to present your self-intimacy and, sexual healing here is what I'm seeing and picking up. And this person just refuses to give it to you. To give you the opportunity to do that with them, I should so say. It's very just, give me it and I'm done. I'm not going to give you anything. Or it's, Oh, not tonight, not tonight, not tonight, not tonight, not tonight, which is why that defensive behavior continues to come in, because you're not being truthful to yourself and you're not gaining what you want. You're not seeing the opposite side of it. You're afraid to hurt their feelings when they don't even give a fuck about yours. The Emperor, shut up, Lord. Honey, your true lights, your true higher selves are waiting to meet you, to give you everything that you've wanted, and it has to be cleansed on the inside first before it can be cleansed on the outside. God's telling me right now, Leo, you have another person coming in who is blocked from giving you everything that you've ever wanted right now. And when you're able to accept it on the inside, that 2-for-1 deal will come down and you'll be able to accept it on the outside. It will come for you on the outside because you are stable on the inside. This Empress here, she's very loving, calming, caring, kind. As the King, so would be as well within that Emperor of Pentacles. Now, here we go. Let's backtrack and descend. Well, we're really ascending at the same time. And there's this Queen of Love, this Queen of Cups, this Cancer energy, being able to love herself. King, this is the same for you. Be able to provide for themselves, be self-sufficient for them and their children, to be able to move on without anybody or the fear of being alone. One more, he says. And the Fool. Have faith, honey. Just keep going. You're right there. Make the boundary. Choose yourself. You have so much to gain. Happy birthday. Wounds into light. Love you. And God loves you more than me.